Hello everyone. So I'm back with the continuation of the lesson we started in the last class, the last video, the end of living and the beginning of survival from your textbook Zygaze, written by Chief Seattle. As I told you last time, this lesson is a speech by Chief Seattle, and this speech was regarded as a powerful plea or a request for respect of Native American rights and environmental values. And it comes as a response to the American government's land treaty to buy the native lands, proposed by Isaac Stevens, the governor of Washington Territory. In this speech, Chief Seattle is criticizing the white people's imperialistic attitude. What do I mean by that? A superior attitude. And also their reckless and heedless and careless development, which is affecting the environment. It actually comes as a warning. Chief Seattle is thus giving a warning against the rapid progress of Western civilization and expresses the need to control it, to make measures against it, and the need to protect nature. Okay. Now, I'll just read the beginning of the lesson, the first few lines. It goes like this. The president in Washington sends word that he wishes to buy our land. How can you buy or sell the sky, the warmth of the land? The idea is strange to us. Yes, these opening lines, the beginning of the lesson, sums up the whole idea of the lesson, the theme of the lesson. This is what Chief Seattle is trying to convey across, that it is a strange feeling for the natives to sell their land. Why? What is the reason? To a native, his land is everything to him. It is an integral part of his life. He has so much of attachment to the land, he cannot detach himself. So naturally, it is strange to think of selling their land to the whites. So, in the following paragraphs, Chief Seattle expresses his concern over environmental degradation and its possible impact upon human civilization if immediate measures are not taken. Now, let us see from the words of Chief Seattle how the natives consider the earth they live on. From the textbook, he gives a few examples. He cites the reasons, or he shows how a native is attached to his land. For a native, every part of the earth he lives on is sacred. Sacred means holy. Holy means something that has so much of value. Everything on the earth he lives on is sacred to him. For example, the shiny pine needles, every sandy shores across, every mist in the woods, and even the sap that flows out of the trees, it all seems to carry the memories. They're not just things around. Whereas to the white, a white man who has offered to buy their land, do not understand this. To him, it's just a piece of land. The white have been moving around and settling at different parts of the world, conquering different places. And any place to them is just a piece of land. There's no sentimental value attached to the land that they live on. But that is not so with the natives. To a native, his land is everything, as I said before. He considers the rivers as his brother, the earth as his mother, which mothers the dead. Then, the perfumed flowers as his sister, the deer, the horse, the giant eagle, all as their brothers. Not only this, even the reflection that they see in the lake, it seems to speak of events and memories. It seems to reflect what they feel. The murmur of the water is the voice of their great grandfathers. So each and everything in nature is some way or the other connected to him. So Chief Seattle goes on to remind the white man, the white settlers, that if they sell their land, they must remember to teach their children that they have to treat rivers as their brothers with all kindness as they would treat any other brother. And the next few paragraphs, he is talking about the development made by the whites and what is the connection of the white with their lands. How do they consider that the land they live on? Is it the same as the natives? No, it is not so. To a white, it is just a piece of land. No sentimental values or no sentimental attachment like the native Red Indian Americans. The earth is not his brother but his enemy. To him, that is the whites, they treat his mother, the earth, and his brother, the sky, as things to be bought, plundered, and sold like sheep. It's that, just that. It's a land is something to be plundered, something to be looted, something from where you take all the looty and then the bounty of it and then just discard it. Again, Chief Seattle goes on to say that their outlook is completely different from that of a native man. What is that? It's a pain for the Red Indian to see the cities of the whites. Why is it so? Why does it pain a Red Indian to see the cities of the whites? What is it that pains him? It pains him because there is no quiet place in a city. And also, they are not able to hear the unfurling of the leaves, the sounds, the insects, or the frog. Moreover, the air is precious to a red man in the sense the air that he breathes is precious to him because all the other living creatures share the same air. That is his concept. And therefore, a red man, a native, is not able to understand the concept of the white. A savage as he is not able to comprehend the development made by the white. He is not able to understand why the buffaloes were shot and killed by the white. These are the questions that arise in his mind. Chief Seattle further goes on to remind the white that all things are interconnected. Whatever happens on earth happens to man. That is something to be reminded of. The earth does not belong to man, man belongs to earth. That's a very important point. And this he wants to be conveyed even to their children. The whites, he says, should teach their children and remind them that the earth is their mother. He then goes on to talk about God, where he says, the God that the whites pray to and the native man prays to is the same. And the white should be able to understand that as long as he does not respect nature, he does not respect God. Why is it so? Because if you're not able to respect nature, which has been created by the Creator, that is God, then you are showing your contempt for God. You're not respecting God by doing that. By doing what? By not showing respect for the environment, by not trying to protect the environment, by showing disregard for the environment. It shows that you are not respecting the Creator to whom they pray to, calling it as God. So that is something to remember. To conclude, Chief Seattle wants all the destiny, the fate will not spare anyone. It will not spare anybody. Death is a common destiny. It comes to all, whether you're a white or a native man. So no one can escape from destiny. No one can escape from death. It comes to all alike. And destiny, he says, is a mystery. Why? Because they cannot understand when the buffaloes were slaughtered, when the buffaloes were killed, the wild horses are tamed, and also the corners of the earth are blotted by talking wires, which could be a reference to the development of technology. And as time goes by, when all the thickets are gone, thickets referring to the forest, the woods, when everything is gone, maybe a reference to destruction of nature, when everything is gone, when the thicket is gone, when the eagle is gone, it marks the end of living, and there begins the beginning of survival. So with that, we have come to the end of the lesson. See you in the next video with the main points and a conclusion.